Hello, beautiful creative people. This is Kyla Givehan of givinghandsning.com, and I'm coming to you for week 4 of Book in a Day. I'm excited about week 4, and I know you're going to say that I say I'm excited every week, and I do, and I probably will keep saying it every week because I am excited. I realized this morning after going through my morning ritual of dressing, grooming, having my tea, journaling, I realized during my journaling process that this book in a day idea is so far out of my comfort zone in terms of just my usual interaction with people in the world. I'm super private. Anyone who knows me knows that I hate being on camera and I hate photographs. Anything that requires my face to be permanently fixated on something. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. So I felt a sense of pride this morning as I was journaling and thinking about the fact that for 4 weeks I have put my face out into the world for anyone who is looking to find me or wants to find information about books or is searching for certain things might come across me. So yeah, I'm feeling a little sense of pride in that I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone, which is when I work with coaching clients, something I tell them all the time. You've got to step outside of your coaching or outside of your comfort zone. And so I can't really keep preaching that to people if I'm not willing to do the same thing. And I hadn't thought about any of that until this morning when I was journaling. So for those of you who are following and you've been following since the first week, thank you for making it easy to keep coming back. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm glad to have new people on board. I'm always excited when I see new people signing up for the Ning site. There's a lot of wonderful and fun things coming down the road for Ning. It's for our Ning group. It's really new right now, so when you come on, you're going to be like, what's happening here? It's pretty silent, but it's coming. I'm working on some things in the background. The book in a day is keeping me pretty busy in terms of my Thursdays are just pretty much book in the day. But I'm working on other things and things are coming. I also still am working on Generations Literary Journal, and we're in production right now, issue 4. And so that keeps me super busy. So I've got things going on, but the Ning site is coming. Lots of good stuff going to be happening there. So if you're not on, you should join. Another thing that came up for me today in my journaling was just my love for giving back to the community, giving back to people, even if it's not community in the sense of my neighborhood or the people who live around me, but community in the sense of people who I am in community with in a variety of ways. And I sort of made a list today of all the communities that I feel like I belong to pretty actively. And so I will be trying to do things to really engage with those people who I'm in community with, and finding ways to give back to those communities. I feel like I've been really blessed in my life in a lot of different ways, and so I feel like when that happens to people, they sometimes are compelled to pay it forward. Not to sound cliche, but I'm a huge advocate of paying it forward. So I decided today, after journaling and after some other conversations in some Facebook groups that I'm a part of, just that giving away something feels right for me. And so I'll be doing a giveaway probably each month, maybe every other. I haven't decided that part yet, but definitely there'll be a giveaway for January. And if you stay tuned to this video and you watched to the end, I will talk about ways that you can get your name in the pot for the giveaway. I'm thinking that it will be, I'll put it out for about a week and give folks a week to sign up and get their name in the hat as many times as they can. And then maybe I'll do the drawing the 1st of February. Which is a Friday, so maybe not the 1st of February. I think I might do it Monday, the 4th of February. So just working on ways to engage with my community and be a part actively and to give back. Because again, yeah, I feel like I've been pretty blessed in life in a lot of ways. So I'll talk more about the giveaway at the end, but I did want to talk a little bit about that. The other thing I want to talk, so all right, so let's get to book of the day, because that's what we're all here for, right? So I just want to show you what time it is here. So it is 2:40 in the afternoon, and I have not started one single thing. It's 2:40. See that? 2:40, January 24th. And so, yeah, I'm by all intents and purposes behind on booking the day. But I've thought about it a little bit after journaling and doing some other things this morning. I rearranged the calendars in the office, and I did random things just to kind of clear my mental space. So I know that I'm making an accordion fold book, and I'm doing one that holds cards. I haven't decided yet what content is going to be on them, but I do know that I'm going to start with a piece of watercolor paper, and I'm going to do some Okay, I'm back, and it has been quite some time actually. It's 11:47, still the 24th. I did a bunch of things off camera just because it was easier and I could just talk about it once I got back on camera. There's still a couple things left to be done, and I'll do those on camera, but I wanted to just walk through what I've already done. So you remember the pages, right? So what I did is, in order to get the entire, I think I'm going to use the entire, not think, I am going to use the entire, both sheets. But in order to do that with an accordion, the two middle sheets have to be glued together. So these are going to be glued together. So because of that, I'm sorry, these two are going to be glued together. And because of that, I went through and cut off the pocket. You see how we have the pockets on them? So I cut off the pocket of the two that are going to be glued together so that it would reduce some of the bulk. So basically, I just took out a big chunk from here. For each one, I took out this piece so that when it folds, it will have less bulk there. So I did that on both ends, and I took off remember each one had a piece that was attached to the end that was not the same size as the actual sheets, and I was debating whether or not I was going to keep that. I decided to cut that off again to reduce the bulkiness of the book, but also because it's not the same size and it would throw things off in terms of measurement. So while a part of me really liked it, and I thought I could do something funky with it, it turns out that it wasn't really functional and it didn't work for me. So I had to take it out. But I'm thinking these are going to become some pretty amazing bookmarks or something that I'm going to make, and these two pieces will probably be the background for some ATCs. So I have a hard time throwing things away, clearly. All right, so I did that. I haven't done the gluing, which I'll do in a second on camera. The other thing I did, remember we had the 3 sheets that I had done with multimedia paper. Those 3 sheets, I came in and I added some more interest to them. I did use some stamps from the Tim Holtz collection and a stamp that I have with a bunch of writing. I have to go back and see where it's from. On the materials list, I'll make sure that I put where that stamp comes from with the lettering. Then I went through and I just did a little bit of a whitewash on them to kind of dull down the stays on black, which is really, really black. And I didn't want that to be such a stark contrast, so I went through and did a little bit of whitewashing. Then I worked on my text. So on the 3rd sheet, this is the 3rd sheet. I don't know if you can, I'm going to put it up to the camera and see if you can see that. I did type using my typewriter. Yes, old typewriter. Well, not really old-fashioned. It's an electric typewriter, but it's a typewriter, not a computer. And I measured out what size I want these cards to be, and each section has its own little poem on it that I worked on, which is why I was off camera for so long. Part of the reason I was off camera for so long is I was working on that actually in the car with my husband as we ran an errand. Crazy. Anyway, so this is the text for the cards that will go in. So the next step is really just for me to put everything together. I need to cut these out. I ended up not using these two. I don't know if I'm going to need to use these. I might find that I need to go back and use these. I'm not sure yet. But I have the text that I have to cut these rectangular shapes out. I have the book that I have to glue the backs together, and I'm probably going to put a little bit of tape on each of these so that the pockets stay. Then I'm probably going to to put a backing sheet on these as well. I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking that makes sense to me, so I might do that. And then the boards for the book are going to be covered with this blue denim. This is one of my favorite book cloths. It works really, it's really easy to work with. And I really like the color a lot because it reminds me of denim, and I am a jeans and t-shirt and sneakers, tennis shoes kind of person. So I really like the denim, and I also think that it goes with the content that I'm working with. It's not grungy or street or urban or any of that, but I think it adds to, out of all the book cloth that I have on hand, scraps that I have, it is the one that fit the most other than black. And I used black last week, so I didn't want to repeat that. Or I used black in week 2, so I didn't want to repeat that so early on. I'm sure you'll see the black book cloth come up again, but I felt like it was really soon to do that again. So I'm using denim, which I'm actually happy about. I like this book cloth. So I'm going to stop talking and just get all of this stuff done on camera. I'll speed through it in the video, obviously, but I wanted to just walk through verbally with you what I'm actually doing. Okay, so here we go. done. And I'm a little bit delirious, so I'm going to try not to talk too long, because I suspect I will say I'm even more awkward when I'm tired. So I just want to show you the time. It's 2:10 in the morning. Insane, I know. I've been working on this book for almost 12 hours, because I think I started at 12:40. But I'm thinking, had I started earlier, like I originally intended, I would have been done a long time ago. But the process, this particular book, the process with this book was absolutely fabulous. I learned so many things about myself as a book artist, and I learned some things about my space and how things are set up. But most importantly, I really enjoyed this. So far, this is my favorite book so far. Just all of it, the process, the content, the cover, the book. I'm very happy with this book. So it's because it's 2 in the morning. My husband and my mother, who's visiting, my mom is visiting, and my studio / office is in the guest room. So my mother is being a real trooper. She's out in the living room area, hanging out until I'm done. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this short. I just want to do a quick viewing of the book. So here's the book. I don't know how well this is all going to translate on camera, but so it has a ribbon closure. I might cut these a little shorter. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, there's a ribbon closure. So when you open it, I titled this one Urbanite, because I'm having lots of nostalgic moments of moving here to Oakland, and my husband and I, we moved here. We gave up pretty much everything we owned. We sold our house, our cars, most of our clothes, most of our books, all of our furniture, pretty much everything, and moved to Oakland. So moved across the country from Florida. So it was a big deal. Still kind of is in a lot of ways. And this book, as it was coming into existence, I had a lot of nostalgia around, just moving here to Oakland, because I fell in love with Oakland, but it took a little while. It took me about 1.5 to 2 years. I liked it a lot right off the bat, but it almost beat me down. It can be a hard city if you're not quite ready for it, and I came from a very suburban Floridian life. This book is really a homage to that journey. And so anyway, let's take a look inside. So it is an accordion book, but I've used these pockets, and each pocket has either a card with a poem on it, or some sort of ephemera from just my journey here, like the cards you use to get on the BART, poems about Oakland, the what you use to transfer when you're riding the bus, and then this is a little number poem about the bus system. So it is an accordion, which I've said I think 1,000 times on this video. Sorry. And the way it started with the sort of spray painty background that I did, and then I added some stencils, I started to feel like it was a little bit graffiti-ish. Not to demean graffiti, because I consider graffiti a major art form. But I guess I'm saying that it sort of makes a nod towards graffiti. It is not trying to be graffiti, trust me. I'm nowhere near a graffiti artist. Those folks are super talented. So this is just sort of a nod to that. And so what it made me think of in the sort of spray paint airbrush feeling is what evoked my thoughts about Oakland, which is why the poems and all of the other stuff came up. So yeah, so all the images, the stencils came out really good with the Dilutions ink. I really like that. So these cards came from, remember those larger pieces of paper that I had? I only ended up using one of them. And these cards, and I backed them with just some cardstock paper. It's not even really cardstock, it's not that thick, but each of them has their own little backing on them. And I used a typewriter. I think I mentioned this. I used a typewriter to type text on them because I didn't want to do strips this time. I wanted the text to really be incorporated. So yeah, this is the book. It's all done. So while I was off camera, obviously you can see it's all put together. So while I was off camera, I attached the boards, the 2 end boards. I think I decided as I was doing the second board, or maybe the first board, that I needed a way to close it. I didn't want it to just, because the paper's so thick, it's going to always be open like this if I don't have a way to keep it together. So that's where this ribbon came in. And I don't know how well you can see this on the camera, but it really, this sort of denim color with this very, I don't know, it's almost ceremonial white see-through ribbon crossing over the title. I don't know, it does something really wonderful. I'm not going to blog tonight, obviously it's 2 in the morning, but when I blog tomorrow about the book, I'm going to talk a little bit about just my sort of thinking and process around the content of the book and how the different elements, because I had 3 or 4 different ribbons I could have selected from, but I chose this one. So, and I'll talk a little bit about that in the blog and just the process of selecting. I will share one of the poems here because these were all sort of pinned, not sort of, these were pinned tonight, which is when I was off camera for so long, and I think I left at like 6 and I came 6 something and I came back at 11:45. During that time I was thinking and jotting down ideas and thoughts about poems to put on these cards because I knew I wanted to do something with poetry. So yeah, so I'm just going to read this one. A city girl in the country finds peace. A country girl in the city finds self. Barefoot hymnals on concrete rituals and bus seat sermons. This is where the only way to live is to die a little each day. So, I thank you for watching, for subscribing, for spending time listening to me talk about my process and subscribing to the blog. I know I talked about a giveaway at the beginning. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. So I felt like I needed to do a voiceover for this part because the video did a little weird thing on me. So there are 7 ways to enter the giveaway. The first way is to join the givinghands.ning.com site. If you're a current member, no worries, you're already entered. The second way is to follow my blog at givinghandscreative.blogspot.com. The third way is to like my Facebook page. It's just facebook.com/KylaGiveHand. And on that one, only folks who are new will be entered. The fourth way is to follow me on Twitter at KylaGiveHand. Again, only the new followers will be entered. Number 5, the 5th way, is to follow me on Instagram at KylaGives. And current followers are automatically entered, so you guys will be a part of the drawing. The 6th way is to subscribe to the YouTube channel, the one that you're watching right now, Giving Hands Creative. If you're a current subscriber, you're automatically entered. The 7th way is to sign up for my creativity newsletter, and I put a link below in the YouTube comments or description for this video, so you can just click there and sign up for the newsletter. And that's 7 easy ways for you to get your name into the drawing. And if you, let's say you've not subscribed to anything, you're not on my Ning site, you have none of this done, you will automatically get your name in there 7 times if you're doing all these 7 for the very first time. So you give yourself more chances. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to do the drawing on February 4th. I'm going to do it live on live stream, and I'll put the information for that out to all of you on the Ning. I'll tweet it. I'll make sure everybody knows how to view the live stream drawing if you're interested. Okay, back to the ending of the video. Any of those will get you. So there are tons of ways to get your name in. And if you do all of those, your name goes in 1 time for each of those. So you up your chances. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you all through all of those different ways I've just listed. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this journey. And I'm looking forward to books that you are creating if you're creating books. If you're not creating books, create something. Alrighty, bye.